Just a few days ago, I personally went to a place called the Orange County Record Meet, and I picked up one or two albums, but I kind of came away from there empty-handed, so I went over to our local swap meet where sometimes I can find records, and I didn't buy any records at the swap meet, but as I was leaving, I noticed in a trash can there were 5 or 6 old, messed up, kind of old and gnarly record albums in the trash. So I looked at them and I took a few out, and we are going to look at those several albums and album covers right now, starting with someone named Arthur Prysock. Now, I don't know what Arthur Prysock is all about. I know he's a singer. This album is really good. It's very high energy disco, and Arthur is kind of like Isaac Hayes. He does these really deep voiced recitations to his woman, and it's a very high energy album, really good. And this cover is great. It's like a drawing of Arthur Prysock, and Arthur is wearing a kind of a shirt here, and he's got some sideburns, good afro, shortcut afro mustache, and very effective eyes there. This cover illustration is by Susan Sykes, and the flip side of the album is very nondescript, kind of plain. Arthur does a bunch of songs. It's very worthwhile and worth getting, and so I picked that up all for free from a trash can leaving the swap meet. And next we have someone I knew and I know nothing about, really, Wes Montgomery. We have never owned a Wes Montgomery album here at Heavenly Album Covers, but here it is. I plucked this out of the trash can. It's called A Day in the Life, and it features a couple of Beatles songs. He does A Day in the Life. He also does Eleanor Rigby. Wes Montgomery also does Windy by The Association and a bunch of other songs. He was a great guitar player. He had a very unique and effective guitar technique. And here's the cover. It's got a matchstick and some burn-up cigarettes. It's a very unusual cover, really. And there is Wes Montgomery there. He died in 1968 at age 45 of a heart attack. He was very young. He's one of the most unique guitar players ever. And the inner gatefold is very plain. I'm not sure if this came out after he died or before he died. It looks like it came out in 1967. It looks like he recorded these Beatles songs almost at the same time they were actually originally released. The next album I found in the trash at the swap meet is this Bobby Womack album called Facts of Life, and there is Bobby Womack. Again, I don't know much about Bobby Womack, but the cover art is a very nice facial drawing of Bobby Womack, and I listened to some of this album, and it's very nice. Bobby Womack sounds a little bit like George Clinton, not Bill Clinton, but George Clinton. A very deep and effective voice, and this cover illustration is very nice. It kind of recalls this cover illustration of Arthur Prysock. They are both facial drawings of their faces, and there's nothing much on the back. The inner sleeve has this big effective signature of Bobby Womack on both sides of the sleeve. There it is. It says Bobby Womack, and it's on both sides. Really nice. And Bobby Womack does a cover of All Along the Watchtower, and he does The Look of Love by Bacharach and David. Next up is this album that I picked up from the trash can at the swap meet. It's called In the Mood for Love, It features a lot of easy listening, soft hits from the late 60s, early 70s. And it features a woman of some sort. She's kind of gazing at the ground. She looks very pleasant. There is no lettering on the cover. This may have been a part of a bigger box set of soft hits, but it is indeed a free record cover and record that I picked up right after the OC record meet. And as I was leaving the swap meet, I picked up this free record. And finally, we have an album called The Stripper, and the group that does this album is called the Boston Baked Beans, and this is all songs. It's a whole album of songs to strip your clothes off by. You can go crazy by stripping to this music, and it features a woman on the cover. She's kind of looking this way towards the apples over here, and it's a very nice, effective cover. This lettering is really quite effective and wonderful. It's in stereo. Everything on this album kind of sounds the same because stripping music is more or less kind of monotone and efficient. And here are other albums on the Diplomat record label. And so these are some of the albums I picked up from an actual trash can as I was leaving the swap meet the other day. Here on Heavenly album covers